Is the United States actually ending dual citizenships, and can millions of citizens actually be made to give up their American passports or lose their U.S. citizenship altogether? Let's break down the controversial new bill causing all this panic. Welcome back to Walking Man Walks. If you guys like what we're doing here, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. My Buy Me a Coffee is linked below if you want to help out the channel. You can also get memberships. YouTube takes like 30% of that. If you just buy me a coffee, it's better for the channel. We don't do any advertising on this channel, so if you want to help out the channel, you can with the Buy Me a Coffee, or you could get a membership. But the best help is just to subscribe, share it with a friend, like, comment. Go ahead and comment about this subject if you're interested. Senator Moreno from Ohio just introduced a bill that would give any American with dual citizenship a one-year ultimatum. Option 1, renounce your American citizenship by writing a letter to the Secretary of State. Option 2, renounce your foreign citizenship through some process with Homeland Security that's not yet established, the Department of Homeland Security. If you do neither, the bill says you are automatically considered to have relinquished your dual citizenship or your American citizenship within 1 year. And in the future, any American who becomes a citizen of another country automatically relinquishes their U.S. citizenship. Here's where the bill instantly runs into reality. Some countries do not allow renunciation. Argentina, for example, you're not allowed to renounce your citizenship. And there's many countries that do this. So that's the first difficulty with this bill that Senator Moreno and his staff obviously don't understand. So what happens when the U.S. demands something that other countries like Argentina legally can't do by their own laws? The U.S. Secretary of State can't cancel another country's citizenship. Problem number 1, some countries do not allow renunciation. An example is Argentina. You are not allowed to renounce your U.S. citizenship, and there's many countries that do this. So what does the U.S. do when a country has no legal mechanism for renouncing somebody's citizenship? So say you're a resident of Argentina, like a friend of mine, you have citizenship in Argentina because his mom was from there, and he has American citizenship. He can't renounce his Argentine citizenship. So does he automatically lose his American citizenship? This is where the bill makes no sense. Number 2, the Secretary of State in the U.S. can't cancel another country's citizenship. That's not within their purview. The bill suggests writing a letter to the State Department to renounce foreign citizenship, but the State Department has zero authority to make another country take that step. They have no authority over another country's renouncing their citizenship. Problem number 3, renouncing U.S. citizenship through DHS makes no sense. Currently, all U.S. citizenship denunciations are handled by the State Department, and generally they're handled abroad at our various embassies around the world. Like if you're going to denounce your citizenship, U.S. citizenship in the Philippines, you'd go to the embassy in Manila, and that's where you would denounce your citizenship. The DHS has no infrastructure for this, and that alone would cause chaos. And there's another big problem, the IRS problem. If millions of people had to denounce their citizenship, that would kick in an exit tax. So if you give up your citizenship, if you don't know, you're charged an exit tax. So anything you have of value, houses, cars, whatever, businesses, are subject to an exit tax if you give up your U.S. citizenship. This would create a massive tax event for millions of people who never intended to give up their citizenship. And here's a wild twist. If this did go into effect, President Trump's wife and son, who are dual citizens of the U.S. and Slovenia, would have to give up either their U.S. citizenship or their Slavian citizenship. I think that's how you say it, Slovenian citizenship. And then there's another problem. The constitutional problem. This bill likely violates Supreme Court precedent. There's a case from back in the day, I don't want to get in the minutiae of it, Afroyim versus Rusk, The court held that Congress cannot strip U.S. citizenship. Loss of citizenship must be entirely voluntary. And this doesn't sound voluntary. This bill tries to get around that by saying, well, if you have 1 year, and if you don't give it up by 1 year, then you're voluntarily giving it up. But that doesn't sound very voluntary to me. Sounds more like an ultimatum. In other words, this bill is almost certainly unconstitutional. So is the U.S. going to end dual citizenship? I seriously doubt it. There's a lot of things that would have to happen for this bill to hold up. It'd have to go through the Supreme Court, and these days, I mean, who knows? Basically, the Supreme Court greenlights everything the Trump administration wants. They're not an independent body anymore. But still, there's precedent, and there's a bunch of other issues with it, and it would cause major headaches and major problems, even for, Trump and his family and, the people he looks out for, the wealthy people, all billionaires, like Elon Musk, for instance, I think has 4 or 5 citizenships. I know he's got South Africa and the US. I think he might have something in Europe too. So all of Trump's boys would be against this. I know that. Now, personally, I have a daughter in the Philippines who's a dual citizen, so this would affect me personally. And I think a lot of you other guys in the Philippines, it might affect you as well, because my daughter's 3 months old. She's just got her citizenship. I just went to Manila a few weeks ago and did all the paperwork and everything. So by the time she was 1 year and 3 months old, she would have to decide, when obviously she doesn't have the cognitive ability to decide. So I'd have to decide for her whether she wants to be a Philippine citizen or a US citizen. So that's just one of many problems this could cause. Anyway, guys, if you like what we're doing here, Walking Man Walks, go ahead and like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.